Manchester United 2, Blackburn Rovers 1 into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. This fantastic season Manchester United are having just keeps getting better and better. League Cup final next week. FA Cup quarter-final next month. Europa League, we're pretty much in that. The Premier League top 4 race will be back on in a couple of weeks' time. And Liverpool fans are still sat at home having a pot noodle and a wank with no football to watch. Brilliant performance. Not quite from Manchester United, I have to agree with that. Are we over-reliant on Zlatan and Pogba? It's a very, very valid argument, but one I wouldn't agree with. I think what happened today is Manchester United just were sluggish. I think the team selections are probably more of a concern, I would say, than the overall performance. I think the performance, it wasn't great, but we're away from home. We're away from home in a game that the opposition really want to come at us, and the first 20 minutes they are always going to have the adrenaline and the pace to come at us, and we made a shocking bit of defensive play. It started with Rojo not being strong enough with his man, allowing him to turn him, and then Smalling gets caught in no man's land, playing the striker onside, allowing him to roll him from 5 yards if you can get rolled from 5 yards, and we're 1-0 down. But then, do we improve? Not a hell of a lot, but Mkhitaryan, just that little glimpse of world class, skips past a player, a 40-yard pass to split their defence. Rashford took it well, rounds the keeper, 1-1. You think we're going to go on from there, but the predictability of the way we were playing was the problem. You put Darmian at left back, he doesn't want to go over the halfway line. We were totally and utterly focused on the right hand side. Ashley Young did put a good couple of crosses in. Don't let it, well, personally, I would say, don't don't allow Young having a lot of the ball to confuse you with him having a good performance. He puts his head down way too much. His head is down way too much. He's like a fat kid walking along with a bag of Haribos. He never looks up, and it slows us down the right-hand side. Lingard, I think for the last month, he was playing quite well around Christmas time. For the last month, he's been doing an impression of the Invisible Man. He needs to stop believing the hype and start playing football again. Martial, I thought Martial played well. I just don't think he had a lot of the ball. I felt bad for him when he got substituted because I think every time he had the ball, he either played a good pass or made something happen. He just didn't get a lot of the ball because we didn't use the left-hand side. Carrick and Herrera, I think Herrera would again be a candidate for man of the match. Carrick, did we need to play both them sort of players in that position? I don't know. Rowe and Smalling were obviously disappointing. Romero, I just think, is a lucky goalkeeper. He doesn't seem to cost us points or results anymore, but he does give your heart a little flutter, especially that one at the end where they were offside. But they were offside. But on reflection, as I said against Saint Etienne the other day, it really is brilliant when you win games without playing well. And we've won the last 2 games without playing that well. It's important that we do start to play well again, and we have been playing well. Leicester away was good, Watford at home was good. We have been playing well. We need to get back playing well again. But winning when you're not playing well is a great trait, and Sir Alex Ferguson made a career out of it. Ryan Allen's made a contribution on the super chat, so I've got to read that out. He says, "We are reliant on Pogba, Zlatan, and Mkhitaryan." Mkhitaryan, I don't think we used him enough in that game. Again, when he got the ball in that number 10 position, I think he was really good. When he went out wide, he was quite quiet. Same with Rashford, quite quiet when he went out on the left because we just weren't using the ball correctly. I think I do go back to what I said at the start when the team news came out. I've got to say this. I was disappointed Fosu Mensah wasn't even in the squad. I was very disappointed that Luke Shaw and Schweinsteiger didn't start. They haven't played a minute of football since the last round of the FA Cup when we thumped Wigan, and both of those players, especially Schweinsteiger, were superb. To have not had a minute's game since then, I think is poor. So Schweinsteiger deserved to start 100% and didn't. I hope he plays against Saint Etienne because it's really wrong if he doesn't. Luke Shaw should have played at left back for the simple reason he attacks and he's left-footed. Darmian is just like he's like a chocolate teapot. He really is not good enough to be playing left back in a game like that. It's all right if we're playing somebody who we're away from home and we know we're going to be under the cosh because Darmian is a defensive left back. But when you've got to push forward and support your left back and give them decent ball and give the centre backs in the midfield an out ball, Darmian's a waste of time. He's got no left foot, it's all right footed, and he doesn't want to go forward. And that made us very reliant on the right side today. So I think we did we did slog our way to a result, but we got the result in the end. Are we reliant on Zlatan and Pogba? Well, at the moment, we're very reliant on Zlatan, aren't we? I thought the goal was fantastic. For those who've not seen it, Pogba would have a hell of a lot more assists this season if if the people he'd been setting up had finished them, and today they did. It was quite recently again, wasn't it, when we hit a few balls over the top. I think it was Hull, Rashford and Zlatan and Lingard all missed chances. This game, 40-yard quarterback pass, breaks the defence, Zlatan runs through, takes his time, puts it in the bottom goal. An absolutely superb finish with another Mkhitaryan in the first half, well finished by Rashford. And in the second half, fantastic assist again, Pogba, and Zlatan finishes it. So the goals were both really good and really satisfying. Are we reliant on Zlatan? Well, we are, because he's scoring a lot of goals. But personally, I think where we went wrong today was just the way we played. A couple of bad selections and a very, very predictable way of playing. Chris Goodrew has contributed $5 on the live comments, so we'll read that out. He says, why do we keep consistently trying to play the ball through a congested middle of the pitch? It's just not working. It's a good point, Chris, because we were so predictable going down the right-hand side. We didn't go down the left-hand side. We didn't use Martial. We didn't really use Rashford when Martial came off, because Darmian just doesn't do it going forward, which is why I think we should have played Luke Shaw to balance it out so that we can use the width. We couldn't use the left, and the right wasn't working. For the amount of ball that Ashley Young had, and he did put a good couple of crosses in, he could have put 15 good crosses in that game for the amount of ball he had, but his head's always down, like I say. Player ratings. I'll do your player ratings. Okay, so Romero, I'd give him a 6, and a lucky 6, because it could have been lower than that if he'd cost us that goal at the end. Ashley Young, 6. He had a lot of the ball. He did some good things, but he could have done a lot better. Darmian, I'd have to give him a 5. Not because he played badly, but your job isn't just to play your position. You've got to bomb forward, and a lot of people didn't have a lot of the ball because Darmian didn't get forward, didn't use the ball. Rojo and Smalling, I'm going to give him a 6. I think it'd be harsh to give them both a 5, but they were at fault for the goal, so a 6. Herrera, 8. Ran the midfield quite well again, like he did against Saint Etienne. Carrick, 6. I don't think it was a great performance from Carrick. Mkhitaryan, an 8, just for that bit of skill to set the goal up was superb. Lingard, 5. Rashford, 7. Got a goal, did okay, but could have done a bit better with a bit better service. Martial, I would give a 7. I think when he had the ball, he did well. He just didn't get enough of the ball. Pogba, got to give him a 7 for that cameo. The pass, you could even give him an 8, but at 7 because he wasn't on for the whole game. And again, Zlatan, I would give him a 7. So on man of the match would have to be, for me, Mkhitaryan or Herrera. And I'll throw that to yourselves. Give us your thoughts. Mkhitaryan or Herrera, man of the match. Probably Herrera because he was more involved in the game, I suppose. But a very good performance from... not a very good performance. A very good result from Manchester United. We're in the draw. It's going to be interesting in the FA Cup because the FA Cup now, if you think about it, you would expect Arsenal to win their game tomorrow night against Sutton, is it? So they should be into the quarter-final draw. You'd expect City to beat Huddersfield at home, so they should be in the draw. We're in it. Chelsea are in it, Spurs are in it, so that's 5 decent teams in the final 8. I hope we get Lincoln because I think Manchester United can beat any side, but because we've got so many tournaments to play for at the moment, I would like Lincoln in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup, and I would like an easier game in the Europa League because the more easier games we play means the less effort we've got to put into those games, if that makes sense. I'd rather keep the bigger games until April time where we know where we more are in the league, etc. Akshay says Herrera man of the match. Ronak says Herrera man of the match. Matter's rating, so Maniac Mechanic. Did Matter even get on the pitch? No, I know he did, but can't really give him a rating. It wasn't a good result. It wasn't a good performance. It was a great result. It wasn't a good performance. I agree with that. It wasn't a good performance, but we got the result at the end. And I've got to be, if you want to know why I think it wasn't a great performance, if that matters, I think he got the selection wrong. I really do. I think you're sending the wrong message out, Mourinho, to be honest. Mourinho's the right man for Manchester United. I back him 100%. He is the right man. I wouldn't swap him for anything. However, if you know anything about Mourinho, and Chelsea fans and Madrid fans and Porto fans and Inter fans will bear this out, he's a frustrating manager at times, and he's very set in his ways, and that's what makes him the great manager he is. But he got it wrong today because you can't have Schweinsteiger playing as well as he did in that game, a man of the match performance in the last round of the FA Cup, not to give him a minute since then, and then not to reward him to play him in the next round that he got Manchester United to, and then not play him and then miss him because Carrick didn't play very well, and also the same ways with Luke Shaw, and then play a player who's not left-footed and can't go forward. I think if we'd played Luke Shaw at left-back today and Schweinsteiger instead of Carrick, we would have seen a different performance, and he should have made them. He should have made them selections, but he didn't, and we won the game. And if he was here now, he would say, "We won the game. We won the game." And he's right, we did win the game, but I think we would have had a better performance with those two players, and that would be my criticism of that, for what it's worth. But I'm very happy to be in it, and I hope that we will get into a quarterfinal. Somebody just said that the quarterfinal is quarterfinal draw. Is there a quarterfinal draw tonight? I didn't know there was. If there is a quarterfinal draw, I'd be very interested to see it, because I thought it was tomorrow night after the Sutton game. Quarterfinal draw. It's apparently coming up any second. So do you want us to hang on? Drop a like on the video. If we get over 200 likes, I'll stop on for the quarterfinal draw. In the quarterfinal draw, we've got Lincoln City number 1, ball number 1. You've got Tottenham number 2, Manchester United number 3, Sutton United or Arsenal number 4, Middlesbrough number 5, Chelsea number 6, Huddersfield Town are number 7, or Manchester City number 7, and Millwall number 8. So that draw is incoming. So we may as well. Do you want us to stop on? Do you want us to little talk? And can take about a few minutes to do that. It's at 6:30. Shall we hang on for 6 minutes? Shall we? Or shall we get off? Hi Mark, what's your start 11 for Thursday's game? And yes, the draw is today. Oh, sod it. Let's talk. You know, there's a few of you watching. Shall we just hang on? We've got nothing else to do. It's Sunday night. We are live tomorrow. We are live tonight at 8:30. There is a show tonight at 8:30. We are going to be talking about Manchester United's what our first 11 should be, and I think today's game probably dilutes that water a little bit more. Do we know what our first 11 is? And also the second part to that is, what do you think Manchester United? The draw is incoming. What do you think Manchester United's starting 11 in August should be? What signings would you like to be made? But are we reliant on Zlatan? I don't think we are. I just think we just got our tactics wrong today. I think Rashford showed that he can score goals. I just think we lacked leadership. I think what Pogba and Zlatan did bring onto the pitch was some leadership and direction that we really did lack. And Blackburn became very fearful of that. I think Blackburn quite fancied their chances until that happened, and you know, that's down to ourselves. We should have done better. We definitely should have done better. But we're in the draw, and sometimes you can play well and not get through. So we did win. We won the game, and I can be critical with the next man. I'm sure you can all be critical as well. But to win that game was the main thing, and I'd rather be in the draw than having a 4-all cracker. And I just want to say, everybody as well, if you did sign up for the Bet81 offer that we had to get Manchester United to win at 7-1 and over 2.5 goals, well done. It's a fantastic bet, and we will be doing more of those for you. Just having a look at some of your comments. Stay for the draw, says Kenneth. You forced me into it. The draw is incoming, so we'll do that for you, and then we'll get off, because I've got to set up the stream at 8:30 as well. Just while I've got you, though, because we may as well use this time. Beck Howell keeps telling me to check Twitter. Me checking Twitter is like a needle in a haystack. We get so many notifications and stuff that I don't. If you don't tell me what to look for, all I really am looking at is the Manchester United Stand MUFC timeline, and I can't see anything on there, Beck. So unless you put a live comment on to let me know what I'm meant to be looking at on Twitter, there is nothing that flashes up to me, unfortunately. Give us what do you want to talk about tonight as well? We will, you know, we are going to talk about that. The draw is coming in any second, Manny. Do drop a like on the video, because we don't normally stay this long, and we are doing it for you. So make sure you subscribe and like, and please do join us at 8:30. Finish the weekend off with a bang. What else do you want us to talk about? Do you want to talk about the fact that we're reliant on Zlatan as well? Do you want to talk about draws in 2 minutes, says Paul Lucas? The interesting thing from last Sunday is that we effectively have qualified for the next round of the Europa League. we've qualified for the next round of the FA Cup. So a week further on, and we've just given ourselves another 3 fixtures, haven't we? Because we're not going to go out to Saint Etienne, so we've got another 2 legs there. We've got through the FA Cup, so that's another round there. We don't want a replay today, and that was the big thing. Darmian was horrible today, says Sharon. I don't understand why Matteo Darmian is getting game time in a Manchester United shirt. We were so imbalanced today. Everything was going down the right, like I say, and Ashley Young didn't do enough with that. He did put 2 good crosses in, but he could have put 15 or 20, like I say. And Darmian offered absolutely nothing, and that's why Martial didn't have a great game, and that's why Rashford was quite quiet when he went out to the left, because Darmian doesn't offer anything. But Mourinho's a frustrator. He will grind results out, but and he can live behind that, and quite rightly he can live behind that. But I think we could have been better today. I've just seen an advert there for Monaco against Man City on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, we're live every night at 8:30. Tonight at 8:30, Sunday Night Review. Tomorrow night at 8:30, Skype Goldbridge. It's your show. You Skype in. You say what you want to talk about. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 8:30, was going to do the Saint Etienne preview, which could be a little bit boring because we're pretty much through. So what I was thinking of doing as a one-off from 8 o'clock was a watch-along for Monaco versus Man City, combined preview Saint Etienne. Simply because Bakayoko is a player we need to watch, because I think Manchester United might sign him. I've seen him play 3 or 4 times this season. He's a good player, but I think it'd be fantastic to watch and see what he can do against a decent Premier League opposition. So if you want us to do that, give us an indication in the live comments. But the draw is incoming and we are live. Who do we want in the draw? Lincoln City. Please. I'm sure you're all watching it anyway, but the reaction is going to be interesting. We're going to fire straight into it, which is good. Jake Humphries is doing it. Didn't he tweeted out in the week that we were out the FA Cup. Paid all that money to present FA Cup and he didn't even know we were bloody in it. But here we go, folks. Here we go. Brad McNamee doesn't like the fact that we might do a watch along for the City Bakayoko thing. Yeah, I think you're right. Lincoln or Millwall, says Beck Howell. I would love it. They're number 1 in the draw, and we're number 3 in the draw. So let's see what happens. Not quite going to get my 69er tonight. I really wanted us to get 69,000 subscribers tonight, but we're going to fall a little bit short. If you are new to the channel, please do drop a subscribe on it, and maybe we can get up there. And if you are new or regular, please make sure that you tune in at 8:30 tonight, because Sunday night show, still have the live comments up. You're still a part of it. Got a couple of guests on as well. But the draw is about to come in. Lincoln number 1. What we want is Manchester. We want a home draw in the quarterfinal. Whoever we play, we want to come out first as in the home. That's number 3, Manchester United. And we also want, well, if we get a home draw, I'm not too fussed who we get, but I think if we can get Millwall or Lincoln, that would be fantastic. Thanks for everybody telling me that we are the FA Cup draw was on. I thought it was tomorrow night, so we've stayed live for that, and very shortly we're about to see who we get in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup, which is very exciting. Nice to be in the FA Cup. How I feel about the FA Cup is that I want us to win it this year, because it was great to win it last year, having not won it for so long, but I was just so concerned about winning it that it might be a reason to keep Van Gaal, that I enjoyed it, but I never really, probably 90% enjoyed it, if that makes sense, because I had that little bit that Van Gaal might stay. Whereas this year, it would just be totally 100%. Some people want Chelsea. Yeah. I'm not fussed who we get. I just want us to get a home draw. So number 3 is of interest to us. And Chelsea are number 6. Spurs 2. And City 7 or 4. Let's go for it. We want number 3 to come out first. Here we go. Number 6. So Chelsea have got a home draw. We don't want to come out for this. We don't want this one really. Chelsea will play number 3. Manchester United. Chelsea, Man United. That's not great. That's not great. That's not a great draw. Middlesbrough have got a home draw against probably City because they've got Huddersfield. You can guarantee Arsenal are going to get a home draw against Lincoln. Tottenham. It's effectively going to be a bye, isn't it? I hope Tottenham get Lincoln because I really don't want Arsenal to get them. No, Arsenal have got Lincoln, so they're going all the way to the semi-finals. Oh, God. I mean, Arsenal just get so bloody lucky, don't they? So lucky. No, Arsenal will get a home draw against Lincoln. So, bye to the semi-final there. But revenge for Mourinho against Chelsea. We're a better team going there. I certainly think so. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm going to kill it there, folks, because we've gone on a little bit later. We'll discuss that a bit later in more depth at 8:30. But it's Chelsea away in the next round. Interesting. Remember, they've got no European football, so they can play a first team in that one. So it's going to be tough, but it's going to be interesting. Thanks for watching. See you all at 8:30. We'll be talking more about that. United starting 11. United starting 11 in August. Are we reliant on Zlatan? And much, much more. See you all then. Thanks for watching. Make sure you've dropped a like. And we're not far off 69er. Let's see if we can do it. Thanks for watching.